Hey, I'm Andrew Osiris. I am making a video, a retrospective of Heroes of the Storm, a game that may be coming to an end. So, this is my video. Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, I'm doing this for myself, just FYI. I can't imagine anybody's actually going to watch this. If they do, hello, but mostly, hello, future Andrew. This was Heroes of the Storm and we liked it a lot. Yeah. Heroes of the Storm is a great MOBA. It's an isometric battler. You smash down the enemy keep before they smash down yours, and you win the game. That's pretty simple. That's really all it is. It's not too fleshed out. I've been playing since the beginning of the game. Now it's 2022, and it looks like Blizzard is getting bought out by Microsoft, so maybe, who knows, maybe Microsoft may see value in this, as they should, because any company should value a customer's experience with their IP. If they value your experience, then you will be much more likely to value them. So it makes sense, and you have a whole bunch of people who have a lot of hours into this, and you should at the very least, find a way to transfer that experience, possibly in the terms of some kind of credits, into another game, so that it feels like to the customer there's like some continuity there. Just throwing that out there. Okay. It's a great MOBA. What is great about this MOBA? Well, there's a lot of things great about it, but how it came to be was some executive, and sorry, I haven't done the research, that I'm just doing this for myself, so whatever, but this is the way it appears to me. Some executive a long time ago really had a good idea, and it kind of started when Blizzard came up with their launcher, and they were like, we want to have one of every type of game, so that when you go to the launcher, Blizzard's got you. You don't need to go out to Steam or to any of these other companies to get your gaming fix. Blizzard has you taken care of, and they pretty much do. I mean, there's no racing game, but you got Overwatch for your first-person shooter. You got Diablo for your Diablo type game. You got World of Warcraft as an MMO. You got a couple of real-time strategy games, and you got this MOBA, and now you got a card game, right? So you pretty much have a lot of them. By the way, you should make a racing game. I mean, why not? It'd be cool. You could race through Azeroth and stuff. There's tons of stuff going there. And you could have StarCraft maps and stuff to race through. It would be cool. Anyway, I digress. So they were like, yes, and so we need to have a MOBA, especially considering that a lot of the MOBAs, like Dota, for example, spawned directly from Warcraft 3. And so, like, of course, they should have their own. So they came up with Heroes of the Storm. And the idea was, at first, that this was supposed to be a loss leader. You know, like a loss leader means, like, if you have something on sale at a loss and you get people into the store, and once they're into the store, they spend a lot more money. That's the whole point. Like, Heroes of the Storm was supposed to be a true free-to-play game that kind of gets you into their launcher system, and it was supposed to be good. But then I think there was a change in leadership. There was a lot that happened with Heroes of the Storm. I believe there was a change in leadership where maybe the next person didn't really respect the idea that this was supposed to be a loss leader, and was like, no, this needs to make money, right? But like, they never put any effort into the monetary system. For example, if we look at how this thing works. So the whole thing, now first of all, yes, it does have the deceptive pricing. Look, if I want to get this boost, now all the boost does is it increases your EXP. Your EXP counts to this level, like mine is 1,291. It means nothing. It does nothing for me whatsoever. All it is a number that I can flex on other players on if well, this isn't even, like, I've seen people with 2,000, because most of it, there's no benefit. I never boosted. I just got those levels normally. But that's all you get. You get, like, an experience gain. That's, like, literally it. I mean, you could buy heroes in the store and you could buy skins for those heroes, but none of that really matters in this game. Like, you're going to be good with like a couple of heroes, and you're going to get them within a week, and that's it. Like, and you can pretty much do it for free. I ground every single hero in this game, and I barely spent any money on this game. Like, I think at the beginning I like bought one of the bundles, like one of these, I think maybe two. I don't know, man. Maybe I spent $50 on this game in all this time. Like, that, my friends, is free to play. Like, I mean, after like what, 9 years? I don't know. It's been a while. Anyway, let me look at my notes. Where am I? Okay, yeah, okay. So then also on top of that, they got involved with the esports scene. And they really overextended, and I feel like they were like because they were pushing this esports for this product so hard. I feel like the executives were like, this thing needs to make money, and it wasn't making any money. But like literally the only thing this game has to spend it is this, and this is priced way too high. Look at this. If I wanted to get a year, I need 9,000. Of course, it has some deceptive things. I can't just buy 9,000. I have to buy 2. So that's $100 a year. Really? You're expecting $100 a year? If it was like $20 a year, then you know what? A lot of people would have gone for it. And also, you could lean into this, since the only thing you're really purchasing is these levels. Like, you're not leaning into that. There should be like custom skins that are only unlocked at like, you know, player level 500, player level 1,000, player level 1,250, or maybe even 100. Like there are tons of things that you could do, but literally this doesn't matter. This thing does not matter at all. And that's really the only thing. Like, I mean, like I said, you could buy heroes and you could buy skins, but like you don't need to. You're gonna get that stuff if you play this game. So, and another thing, like, they've never had they have had a couple. Like, I'd say in the entire run of this game, like, they've had like 3 sales on gems or boosts. Like, they never tried. They literally never tried with this game, at least to make money on it. I don't even understand it, but it is a free-to-play game, and that's great. The esports scene, they pushed too hard, and then anyway, they ended up pulling the plug. It had some issues. It's got like kind of a janky connection issue, kind of like, well, for example, if you get disconnected from a game, it's going to the game, once you log in, let's say that you get disconnected, you have to restart the game, that whole process is going to take like 2 minutes, and then once you actually log into the game and you're connecting to your game, it has to replay the entire game up to the current moment, and that can take like an additional like 2 to 4 minutes depending on how far you're into the game. And so like any disconnection is, you are gone for a very significant amount of time. And it's kind of like, I think it's an engine design problem. Like, whoever designed it, I'm sure like they did a good job, but the way it handles connection to the client is it's ridiculous and doesn't really work for what it's trying to do. It definitely needs more PvE. Like, yeah, this is Lily, so I'm over 400 on her, which is quite high. She's definitely my favorite. You can look at the talents. I usually go Eager Adventurer, so this increases the fast feet duration by 150, and this is what people don't really seem to know, is that it increases mana regeneration by 150% while it's active. So later on in the game, like, she never runs out of mana, which is important. And then safety sprint, so she gains armor, and I can get the hell out. The good stuff, because my job is to heal, and I like to heal, and that's just increasing your heals. Of course, 1,000 cups. Is there anything else? It's amazing. Gale Force allows me to deal damage. Yeah, that's what I pick. Yeah, I don't know. It keeps them blinded longer. This one, obviously, increases my heals. And Shake It Off. Now, notice that Shake It Off increases Fast Beat's cooldown refresh. So if you don't know what Fast Beat does, is upon taking damage, your basic abilities refresh 50% faster, and you get a speed boost. So when we go back here, that increases that refresh rate by 75, which means that not only in the end game am I not running out of mana, I'm like constantly throwing those jugs. Yep, so she was my favorite, and that's my favorite build. There are other builds for her, but that's the one I played the most. In case you ever wondered about Lily, future archaeologist who is reviewing the tattered remains of this off of a Google server somewhere, hello, future historian. Yes, yeah. You and me are literally the only one who watched this. Like, who would sit through me explaining my talents for Lily? No one. That's it. Just me. Hi. All right. Varian, man. This guy was amazing. He was amazing. He had 2 builds, really. I mean, he had 3 builds, but I only ever played 2. He also had like a bonk build. I never went for that one. But he has twin blades. So no matter what, you're getting this. They even nerfed this, and it's still great. It's just great. It just increases his damage. Then you can taunt, heal yourself. I always picked Warbringer over Shield Wall. Shield Wall increases the duration, and oftentimes I found, I mean, obviously not when you're in the middle of like a bunch of abilities, but like when you're running away and stuff and you hit your shield, it's the same as parry. Like, it's basically the same. So this is actually a downside, and then this one reduces it by 8 seconds, allowing you to zip all over the board, and you're constant. It's like the cooldown is really short because the cooldown is 12 seconds, so it's down to 4 seconds. Yeah, that's why I always pick that one. Even with tanking, Juggernaut, because why not? Ironforge Banner. By the way, this is the only one. These 2 are ridiculous. Sometimes you'll use this, but I mean, it's always that one. Yeah, and that's taunt. And then he also has a twin blade damage build. And in this one, on this one you go twin blades right here, and then you still do the quest. And then instead of this one, you do this one, so that you're just constantly healing. And of course, I still do Warbringer, still do that, and the only difference is you got a frenzy. But yeah, this guy was amazing. He was a great tank. He was a really, really good tank. So yeah, it needs more PvE, this game. They just kind of never they added skins and stuff, but they didn't add any depth. Like, it felt like they needed some storylines for these characters that they could run through, some PvE stuff to unlock, and there just was none of that content in this game at all. Zero. Like, all you're doing is you're queuing up for this to join a battle, and that's it. There is no character development for any of these characters. Zero. But it needed that. In addition, I kind of liked I liked the idea of having ranked PvE, and the way that would work is basically you're going on a team of 5 against the bots, but this time at the end the score screen determines who wins and who loses, and that way, in a way, everybody always wins, but also you're getting a rank. So, like, it's just win-win in a way for the player experience. Nobody has to lose, and yet everybody feels like they're building for something. So, and it would have its own meta. Like, certain things would have to be, adjusted within that. I don't know if that was an idea that I thought that they could do. Let's talk about ranked. Well, mostly, when I played this game almost the entire time, 99% of the time, I'm just quick match. There's also Arena, Aram, which is just a single lane, and you play a random hero. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And then there's quick matches where I played 9 times out of 10, which was just, here you go, you're fighting. And then there's ranked, and in ranked, yeah, look at me, I'm bronze 2 after all this time. Well, player level 1,291, and I'm still a bronze. Why is that? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked me. Why is that? And this is where I put on my tinfoil hat and I bust out my conspiracy. Oh, yeah. All right. So why is that? I'll tell you why it is. It is because they sold us out, man. They used to have this thing called solo queue, and you could, if you were a solo player, you could queue only against solo players. But eventually, they started losing some subscribers, and they were like, no, we need to sell. We need to sell those players out to players with friends. And why would they do this? They would do it because people with friends are worth more than a solo player, because people with friends make their friends play the games that they're playing. It's simple, man, and they are correct, but it is a little bit unethical. And when they removed the solo queue, not only did they remove the solo queue, it used to be that when the game was loading, you could actually see who was queued with who, like who was in a group with who. Well, for some reason, oh, I don't know why, they removed the ability to see that, which is strange, but not really. You really understand what's going on. In addition to that, there is like some rating issues. In other words, when you get to rank 5, which is the lowest rank you can get, there is no ceiling. While you're not really changing your rank, your MMR is sinking and sinking and sinking and sinking and sinking, which means that at the lower you get, the more of those way low below the floor players you're playing, right? Well, when you play with them, they have a tendency to drag your score down because you get very little benefit when you win because their rating is so low, and you get huge penalties when you lose because you're playing with them. So you get these solo players, you throw them in against people who are already on comms, and you do the math. You know, their odds, by the very least, are of having, let's say, 4 players who are on comms against 5 randoms who are not. I mean, the 4 players who are on comms, even if they have 1 random, is going to have a much higher chance of winning the game than the randoms. Like, that's just the way it is. So anyway, yeah, that's why I'm ranked 2. It's not because I suck. Oh, well, actually, it's because I suck. Yeah, this is actually the lowest I've ever been. Usually I make it to silver, and I only stay in silver because I stop playing and I switch over to quick match. But now it doesn't even matter since this is the last season, and I'm pretty much making this video to say goodbye to Heroes of the Storm. It was a very nice game, and I did enjoy it a lot. For the rest of it, I'm just going to look at some of my favorite skins, and then I'm going to log off. Yep. Yeah, if you joined me on this, then I appreciate you, and that's where we're at with this. If Microsoft continues this game, that would be really cool. It's got some cool features, and I like that it is actually free to play. That is really cool. Yup. Oh, look at this one. Love it. That's a nice one. Oh my god, that's great. That's great. Get off. Well, that's it for me, guys. Catch you later.